On today, we have UFC middleweight contender Zak Cummings, who picked up a big win over Alessio Di Chirico last Saturday. Zak, how are you doing today?
I'm gone. I am good. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
So, what do you believe was your best moment throughout the fight?
Well, probably the head kick in the very last second of the fight was probably no. Man, I had some good moments. I waited. I didn't throw near the volume I needed to, but I landed some hard shots, man. I landed some hard shots that would have dropped a lot of people, and he kept coming. He was tough. I knew he was hard to finish on our feet. I had a game plan to take him down, try to submit him, but don't really know what happened to that. But yeah, it was one of those where I don't know. I felt good. I feel like I landed some hard shots and stuff. It just wasn't enough. But once he kind of tried to bring the fight to me, that's where I kind of shine and do my best stuff, and that's kind of forced the combos and found that head kick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd say that's kind of a setup question because I'd say by far the best moment throughout the fight, in my opinion, was in that head kick. It was so crazy. Did not see that
for
at
sure,
all.
for sure.
But how close were you to finishing that fight?
I mean, it could have been called. He had he could barely get up. He didn't know really where he was. I'm sure they could have waved it off. But if there was enough time for one follow-up punch, that's all we needed. I wouldn't have walked off because I knew he went out. So I wouldn't have walked off if there was more time left. I would have, jumped in for one hard punch, and I think it would have been over. But, it didn't. It's not the case. So, I mean, it's whatever. I wish I think it would be a good learning experience for judging and refs and stuff, just they should talk about it, be like, hey, what would you do here? Not that I'm oh, it should have been called a knockout or a stoppage, but I think it could. I think there's definitely an argument for it, but I think it'd be kind of, because it's so rare. It's something that just doesn't happen very often.
Mm-hmm.
I think that some judge or some refs could have called it, some might not. But I'm kind of curious, what is the across the board, what are people looking there for? Because I don't think you can be saved by the bell at the very last round of the fight. Maybe between rounds 1 and 2, but 3, I don't think so. So I'm just kind of curious of what would they look for to make the stoppage.
Mm-hmm. Did you make any specific adjustments in this camp that helped you pull out the win?
Well, I made a bunch of really good adjustments that I didn't even attempt to do in the fight. So I would say yes, but I didn't actually use them to win the fight, so maybe not. Man, I don't know. I literally train. I know my downfall is I rely on power a little bit too much, and I don't throw a ton of volume to set the power shots up. I get that. I know it. I'm not dumb, and I've been around the sport for a long time, but I worked on volume so much in this camp, trying to get back into setting up good takedowns. Not crazy amount of takedowns, but I just didn't do it. I don't know. We knew the head kick was going to come. We were wanting to block it and step in and land some hard shots. I blocked them all. Didn't crack back at all. Yeah, I don't know. We were training for a lot of stuff, and I saw it all in the fight. I just didn't do it. So, training camp went great. I mean, it was one of the best camps I ever had, and was practicing and working on a lot of stuff that I thought was gonna be a whole nother fighter out there. But once I got in there and just got stuck in my little oh, you want to hit me? Okay, let's go. I got in this little pissing contest, and man, everything went out the window, and that's not good. So, but
did you feel more comfortable fighting at 185, or do you think that you'll end up going back down to 170 at some point?
Nah, I'm done with 70. It's so hard. I want to be I just turned 36. Weight cutting is not easy. I was fearing for my life the last few times at 70. It's just bad.
Definitely
it's
one of
just
the
not
biggest
fun.
70-pounders.
Yeah, man. But the couple losses I had at 70 had nothing to do with me being a big, strong bully. People are just a lot faster than me. Was able to get in and score and just get out and get away from my power. So I wasn't really. I don't know. So the speed thing was more of a factor than just everything else. So I kind of wanted to have that at middleweight, and I said, man, I'm 36. Like, I want to still enjoy the time I have left. And dude, I've cut weight and lots of weight my whole life, and I'm over it. I mean, I still have to cut some to get the middleweight. Like, don't get me wrong, like I still cut, but it's not drastic amount of weight and stuff. So I feel good. Like, I don't feel like I'm gonna get thrown around like strength wise. I've got the power to knock. I mean, I've got to knock down every one of my 4 middleweight fights so far. So I've had at least one knockdown. Just wait a little bit till the last second for this one, but yeah, I mean, I've got the chin. They can stand up. Like, I'm fine there. It's there's no like physicality reason why you should be like, oh, I need to go to a lighter weight class and stuff. And I just yeah, this quality of life is so much better at middleweight, and I'm here to stay. I'm not going down again.
I'm not sure if you've ever noticed this, Zach, but for your record in the UFC, so I think you're 9-4 right now, right?
Yep.
And I think you're in this pattern. It's so interesting where after every 2 fights, you'll lose one, and then 2 more fights, and you'll lose another one. And this is like the 5th cycle of it that you're on. So what are the chances that you pick up another one after this and then a loss, or are you planning on reversing the curse? So
well, I've been saying I'm going to reverse this whole time. Like, I've truly never thought about it. Like, literally, when I fought Amari, it was like, oh, you've lost, we won 2, and then you have this pattern. I'm like, man, like, you get a few wins together, and like the quality opponent goes up. Like, you get these tough guys, and I've just had some weird things, man. Like, I fought Gunnar on somewhat short notice, and I felt good in that fight. I blew. He hit me with just the right punch. It shattered my orbital, and I changed my game plan. Instead of like I was landing on our feet, I was keeping range, stopping the takedowns. I was good, and then I couldn't really see, so I'm like, well, let's try to grapple. Man, he's one of the best guys in the world to grapple with. So, that happened. The Ponzinibbio fight was back and forth. I mean, it was his volume versus my power. Like, I was bruised versus cutting him up. It was a good fight. I just fell short a little bit. The whatever Prazeres kid was, I still thought I won the fight. But he got a little last second takedown there at the very end. I lost a split. I got headbutt over and over again and got cut open from that. And there's some things I had to deal with, but like I still thought I should have won that fight. And then last one, I don't know. Last one's a weird deal. Like, I dropped him in the first round. I should have just put it on him and finished. It was just so hot. I was kind of worried about gassing out. It was weird. There was a first fight I've ever kind of like been affected by the environment and stuff. It was just a little different. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, I was in it. Should have won the fight. I just got taken down under a minute every round. Just let him steal him. I was landing all the big shots. He just kept getting a little takedown and didn't really do anything on the ground, but just got on top and won the decision. So it's like, it's not like I'm getting blown out of the water. I'm like just barely losing these things. So I don't know. I mean, I wish I had an answer like, yeah, I don't know why I have the thing, but my guess is, we get 2 wins, we get a tougher opponent, and if I'm not on 100% that night, I just fall short, and that's kind of how it's been. So I mean, no, I don't plan on that being the case. I mean, we can use it to be like, yeah, I'm for sure gonna win my next fight. So that's how I've been doing things. But once we get after that, then let's break it.
I know you just fought a couple of days ago, but is there any timetable on when you want to get back in the cage?
For sure before the end of the year. I'm gonna take the next couple of days and just kind of heal up. Just got some soreness. I'm fine. I'm healthy. I'm gonna have a little lake vacation with the family next week for a few days, and then I want to get right back in the gym, get back after it, and try to get in before the end of the year. I mean, honestly, if we can get in there and find a quick finish and like get a third fight by the end of the year, sign me up.
Anybody that you're interested in fighting?
Yeah, I don't care. I just, at this point, this year's been such a shit show. Like, I didn't even, like, I don't know. It's weird. I know, like, I had a smile on my face the entire fight. Like, I was just happy to be in there. Like, I lost 2 corners. Half of my gym was like testing positive. I left town apparently at the right moment. I was just so nervous that like I wasn't gonna be able to fight. Like, at that point, like, I was just happy to get in and actually compete. I didn't care who was in front of me, and I'm still that way. Like, it's so hard to get an opponent and like stay with that opponent. So like I'm over at least for a little bit. Like I'm not worried about like, oh, I want to make this happen. Like I just want to get in there and work again. You know, I just want to go and put on a better show because I'm not really happy with what I did, even though I had a pretty cool highlight. But I want to put a better show on and just get back in. That's about it.
Well, that's all we have for you today, Zach. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to be here.
Anytime. I appreciate it.
All right. See you around.
All right. Thanks.